This podcast is a work of historical interpretation. While we strive for accuracy, some aspects of history are open to interpretation and debate. Thank you for listening. Okay, this episode, the tariffs that shook the world, the legacy of the Smoot-Hawley Act.
Yay.
It was the start of a new decade. America, still reeling from the 1929 stock market crash, was grappling with a question that still echoes today. How do you protect domestic jobs during an economic crisis without isolating yourself from the rest of the world? In 1930, Congress tried to answer that question with a sweeping piece of legislation, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, meant to shield American farmers and manufacturers from foreign competition. Instead, it ignited a trade war, deepened the Great Depression, and reshaped the global economic policy for nearly a century. This is Time Tellers, and I'm Renee, and that is Dan.
Today we're digging into the infamous Smoot-Hawley Act, how it came to be, what happened after it passed, and why its legacy still shapes policy debates and political rhetoric to this very day.
The 1920s had been a mixed bag. While many Americans enjoyed post-war prosperity, the country's agricultural sector was already in trouble long before the stock market crash of 1929. During World War I, U.S. farmers had ramped up production to feed war-torn Europe. But after the war ended, demand plummeted, and prices followed, supply and demand.
So by the late 1920s, farmers were in a full-blown depression because they were farmers. File foreclosures were skyrocketing, and politicians, particularly from rural states, were under pressure to do something.
In that climate, Utah Senator Reed Smoot and Oregon Representative Willis Hawley introduced what they called a protective tariff bill. Originally, it was focused on raising duties on agricultural imports, wheat, sugar, dairy, livestock, to help stabilize U.S. farm prices.
Did the livestock help with the duty?
They produced it.
Good. Just checking. Which helped the wheat?
Yes, biodegradable.
Oh, okay. So it's a whole duty system?
Yeah, just a big circle.
But once the bill hit Congress, it became a feeding frenzy. Over 800 amendments were added. Every industry wanted it. Steel, textiles, glass, footwear, even musical instruments all asked for tariff protection. What musical instruments? Do you know by chance?
No, but I'm guessing it's more of like the brands that make them. So whatever they make. Like
which brands in this time?
Guitars, probably.
Martin was around.
Yeah.
But all their stuff was made in the U.S. anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Right. Unless they got parts from somewhere else.
The Steinway was all in the U.S.
Yeah, but if they're actually like ivory keys, that would definitely not be. I don't know if they were at that time. That would definitely not be American, though. That would have to come from Africa.
Not necessarily. What if they're walrus? Or whale?
Whale?
Yeah.
For the ivory?
Narwhals. No, they were seriously used for keys.
Okay. All I can think of is like the big blue whales or like killer whales.
No, these are the ones with the horn.
That's what the horns are made out of? Oh, I don't know that.
That's why they were, hunted just like...
Right. Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
I mean, that's better than killing all the whales for their fat.
By the time the final version passed, it covered over 20,000 imported goods and represented the highest U.S. tariff rate in history.
We will now read the list of the 20,000 goods.
We will not. And not goats, goods. Did you just say goats?
No.
Can we play that back?
Why would we be talking about 20,000 goats?
I swear that's what I heard. The act passed in the House in 1929 and then in the Senate in March 1930. But President Hoover, I just combined Hoover and Hoover. That was great. But President Hoover wasn't enthusiastic.
And for good reason. Over 1,000 economists signed an open letter to the White House urging Hoover to veto the bill. They warned it would reduce international trade, hurt consumers, and worsen the economic crisis.
Even prominent industrialists like Henry Ford and international bankers lobbied against it. U.S. trading partners began making not-so-veiled threats. If the bill passed, they'd retaliate with tariffs of their own. This is sounding vaguely familiar.
But Hoover, under immense pressure from agricultural lobbies and a Republican Congress, caved. On June 17, 1930, he signed the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act into law.
Within weeks, Canada...
We're just scratching on parchment.
Within weeks, Canada, then America's largest trading partner, raised tariffs on more than 16 American products, including apples and eggs. Other countries soon followed.
At least it wasn't maple syrup and beer.
Mm-hmm. That could be very bad.
Especially the syrup.
Well, to be fair, our Northeast has some good maple syrup, too. Vermont and...
But it's Canada's national beverage.
That's gross. I'm sorry. That's...
Are you telling our Canadian listeners that national pastime is gross?
No, just the whole concept of drinking it like a drink.
See? Haven't you ever had maple
syrup? On
syrup?
My pancakes and waffles, sure.
Have you ever had maple syrup wine on pancakes?
Huh?
Maple syrup wine on pancakes?
No.
When I was working at the Meadville Walmart, they had the little winery in one of the little rental stops. They used to give out samples, so we would always have samples in there after work.
Fun.
So, it was fun trying to try all the weird ones. Like they had a maple syrup flavor. It tasted just like maple syrup with alcohol. It was really good. They actually suggested that it's actually, a lot of people get it and put it on waffles and pancakes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, especially a pancake where, soaks it all up.
It's like rum cakes. Where's all the rum cake? Where's the rum?
Do you have any rum?
No.
Why is the rum gone?
Johnny Depp was over earlier. She wishes.
Oh, so we got a new guitar player?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Johnny, what are you doing? I never believed Amber Heard, so come on over. Global retaliation was swift and brutal. Countries like France, Germany, Italy, and the UK responded by imposing their own protectionist measures. By 1933, world trade had dropped by 2/3.
U.S. exports fell nearly 61% in just 2 years. That's not a typo. America's global share of exports declined from 15% to just 9%.
And it wasn't just a trade issue. It was a humanitarian disaster. The farming communities that Smoot-Hawley was supposed to help were among the hardest hit. Wheat rotted in silos, livestock starved, farm bankruptcies exploded.
I suppose that's better than the livestock exploding.
Less to clean up.
Maybe, but if they were starved, there might not be that much exploding.
Oh my.
It could be like those chickens laying hard-boiled eggs.
Okay, we don't have to make, commentary after every...
Yes, but I'm referencing another episode. The one that, just came out.
When Franklin Roosevelt entered the White House in 1933, reversing the damage became a top priority. One of his first moves was the Reciprocal Trade Agreements Act, RTAA, 1934.
This was a game changer. It gave the president the authority to negotiate bilateral trade agreements without waiting for congressional approval on each tariff line.
We might regret that now. No, I'm just kidding. It was the birth of modern trade diplomacy. Over time, it led to the dismantling of the Smoot-Hawley tariffs and opened the path for multilateral institutions like the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATT, in 1947, and the World Trade Organization, WTO, in 1995.
Instead of punishing imports, the U.S. began using trade as a tool of foreign policy, economic development, and even Cold War strategy.
Today, Smoot-Hawley is a political ghost. I love that term, political ghost.
If you have ghost, you have everything.
Also, a good TV show, both the UK and United States version.
I'm referring to the song. Because, Ghost is amazing.
Whenever trade war loom, something or someone brings it up.
And for good reason. During the Trump administration, which one?
Both. Depends on which tariff, but
tariffs on steel, aluminum, and hundreds of Chinese goods trigger retaliation from China, the EU, and others, raising fears of a new global trade war.
The language echoed that of the 1930s. Protect American workers, buy American, fight unfair trade. But economists, historians, and global investors immediately compared it to the Smoot-Hawley Act.
Even former Fed Chair Ben Bernanke said in 2018, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act did not cause the Great Depression, but it certainly made it worse, and we must not repeat its mistakes.
Modern free trade agreements like NAFTA, now USMCA, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, and the EU-US trade talks all reflect lessons learned from the 1930s. They're not just economic tools, they're diplomatic instruments designed to prevent tit-for-tat retaliation.
Today's economy isn't just about raw materials and factory goods. It's about semiconductors, intellectual property, green energy, and digital services.
And tariffs in a digital economy? Not so simple. While Smoot-Hawley targeted goods like wool, eggs, and ball bearings, today's disputes are over data privacy, supply chain resilience, and AI technology.
We're talking about you, ChatGPT. Still, the underlying principle remains the same. Protectionist policies may feel good in the short term, but if they trigger retaliation, they often hurt more than they help.
The Biden administration's friend-shoring approach encouraged supply chains among trusted allies. It's a modern evolution of the same balancing act. Protect your economy, but don't isolate yourself. That balancing act, yes. Have to find the sweet spot. So what's the real legacy of the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act? Well, that economic nationalism can quickly become economic self-sabotage. What goes around comes around. That international cooperation is essential, especially in times of crisis. Especially since we're in a global community now, much more than we were then. And that policies meant to protect can backfire dramatically.
It's also a reminder that history isn't just about what was. It's about what we do next. The choices we make today are built on the lessons of yesterday.
In the Smoot-Hawley Act, it's one of the clearest lessons we have in economic cause and effect. Dan likes to randomly go in and edit as we're reading.
And then she still reads what I edit.
Thanks for joining us on Time Tellers. If you enjoyed this episode, leave us a review, share it with a friend who loves history or economics or Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Gotta love some Matthew Broderick. I mean...
Yep, Godzilla. And the producers.
Oh yeah, the producers. I'm not going to read the recommended.
Why not? You don't want to go off for 10 minutes on books again?
No, probably shouldn't. So
PBS documentary.
No, I'm pretty sure I've seen that. I'm 99% sure I've seen that.
So am I.
So,
I'm sure you've seen it.
The documentary we're talking about is the PBS documentary called The Crash of 1929.
Is it on the crash of 1929?
Yes, it is.
Are we sure?
Yes, it's The Crash. Not the band, The Crash of 1929.
There's a band called The Crash, or are you thinking of The Clash?
I am thinking of The Clash. Okay. Take it away, Dan.
What is the next episode? Because who knows when we're actually going to air this one?
Yes, skip that line.
Next
wasn't
time on
thinking-
Time Tellers, we're diving into the strange story of...
Could be anything. I'm not good at accents. It took me a really long time to get the British one down from when I was in Pride and Prejudice. And that's an easy one.
Let's hear it.
That was 15 years ago. That's Dawn. They'll do it. Better than me. Who do you think I learned it from? Just kidding.
Next time on Time Tellers, we're diving into the strange story of... I don't know what talking about. I've released ones.
I don't know anymore.
We got like 10 of them.
I know.
Plus like 15 minis.
I know. Which is good because life's about to get cray-cray. And I'm not going to be here anymore on Thursdays for a while. No comment. Okay, well, until then, remember, the past isn't behind us. It's under our feet, guiding every step we take.
That's my line.
You're taking too long to say it.
I still have 4 minutes.
For what?
It's 4:56.
Oh my God. We still have to do the podcast teaser.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you probably want to stop the recording and start it again. But tell me how long it is.